everybody, my name is Axel the Baxolotl, and welcome to the final video for reading Morganite! Yes, this is it. This is the last 2 chapters of this fanfiction. And then I never have to read it ever again. And I am so excited. The last couple of chapters have left me so irritated and so confused. And I don't think any questions that I could possibly have are going to be answered in these last 2 chapters. And I'm just gonna be even more annoyed and upset by the end of this. So let's get on with it and finish up Morganite, finally. Chapter 22. My name is Happy. How are you? That's a weird title, but okay! My name is Kunzite. Oh, we're getting Kunzite's point of view. That just makes this so much worse. Oh no. But some idiot used to call me Kunzi. Now I'm here, looking for that idiot, along with one of her little human friends. What could she have gotten herself wrapped up in this time? We got to Morganite's house, and Stephen knocked. I hid around the corner. Wait to see if Morganite would come out. It was the middle of the night, so Mrs. Thomas came to the door in a nightgown. Oh, hello, Stephen. What's the matter? She asked tiredly. I laughed because humans are weak and get tired. We haven't seen Morgan for a while, Stephen said, kick his feet at dust. Is she okay? I'll have to go check. What do you mean you'll have to go check? She left for a minute, and then we heard scream. I ran after Steve. Steve? Steve! Into the house to see Mrs. Thomas in Morganite's room on the floor screaming. Morganite was gone, and her window was open. Fuck. Where did she go, do you think? Stephen asked. There was a time a long time ago, her mom said, crying. She and her friends used to went to the quarry when it was dark. Could she be there? So has Morganite just not been hanging out with the gems this whole time, but has still been going home and going to school and stuff? I have to assume, because, it's been a week since she's talked to the gems, which is why they're coming to see if she's okay. But clearly her parents aren't worried, or at least her mom wasn't. Oh, let me just go check on her. That's where Himitsu lurk around, under the ground near that kindergarten, I said to Stephen. We might already be too late. Too late for what? What is happening to my daughter? Asked Morganite's mom. Don't worry, we'll find her safe and unharmed, Stephen said. I don't want her to end up like her friend, that Ellenberg girl, Morganite's mom said. Please find my daughter. Yeah, you see, you think her parents would be a lot more concerned about Morganite going off, all the time, even before this, especially after Sonia died. You think her parents would be a lot more concerned, especially with the metal arm and how pink she... I don't know, I just don't feel like their reactions are normal, reasonable even. Right now, clearly Morganite's mom is acting pretty reasonably, but before that, I don't know, it's so weird. I went forward and hugged the mom. Stephen was agape, but I glared to make him quit it. We will find your daughter, Sully. Call Simon at the clinic and tell him what's going on. She will be back by tomorrow morning. Oh, thank you both so much, Sully cried, hugging me back. Don't hurt yourselves out there. If you need food, Stephen, I can get you some snacks. Do you have any cookie cats? Those are Morgan's favorite. 2. Maybe they can help, Stephen said. Dumbass, no they won't, I argued. I can give you some anyways for the road, Sully said, and went to the freezer. See now she's not acting reasonable. She's just acting cool as a cucumber here. You are not very good at writing reasonable human emotions. They don't react reasonably to anything. She got out a bunch of those stupid cat cookies and Stephen put them in his backpack with a smile. Good luck out there, be careful. There were some earthquakes earlier and the ocean was really upset. That could have been Bloodstone. How dare you insert an author's note in the middle of your story? How dare you? You write author's notes at the beginning of every chapter. Well, almost every chapter. This should have gone up there. Up at the top so it doesn't disrupt your story. Not like that would help much. Your story's already a fucking mess. But how dare you? Author's note, I think Bloodstone and Aquamarine became canon in Steven Universe thing since I stopped watching. But they not the same, so don't worry. I wasn't worried about it. I don't care. said Steven. Come on, let's go. We jumped out the window in Morganite's room and ran off on our way to the quarry, though we saw a big footstep off the cliff overlooking the beach. That's too big to be bloodstone, Steven said. We could think about that later, I said, and we went to the quarry then. I saw the hole leading to the kindergarten, and we jumped down. There was a slide that Steven screamed all the way down until we landed in a muddy puddle. It was a bright cave, but no Morganite or Himitsu scumbags. They had to be somewhere. This was their hideout. Also, I'm confused. It seems like Sonia is now trying to get Morganite to join Himitsu. But Himitsu literally tried to kill Morganite not even a couple chapters ago. They cut off her arm! Technically that was Sonia, but she was being mind-controlled by Shorl. So, technically, Shorl cut off Morganite's arm. Technically. So wouldn't it be unsafe for Morganite to even be near them? Wouldn't it be unsafe for Sonia? I don't understand why all the Himitsu were basically being kind of racist to Morganite, but Sonia is completely fine, even though they're both basically the same thing. Humans who became gems? What? You did not think any of this through when you were writing this, did you? You were just kind of typing and thought up things as you went with absolutely no regard to what happened in previous chapters. Or how you wanted these characters to act. It was just, you were just throwing darts at a board and writing down whatever stuck. It doesn't matter if it made sense. We're switching back to Morgan's point of view, I guess. Cool. My name is Morgan Thomas. Morgan Thomas, and not Morganite. Not anymore. I looked like Morgan Thomas and had the friends of Morgan Thomas and smiled like Morgan Thomas. Stop saying Morgan Thomas! But it was different. I wasn't sad and shy and scared like Morgan Thomas. I was happy. What? What? None of what you said just made any sense. It was me and Sonia and Doobie sitting on crates of human clothes in Himitsu headquarters. We were playing President, a card game, and having a lot of fun. All of the gems in Himitsu were nearby watching. Isn't this great? I love these kids, Shorl said, smiling. Not just because they can help us take over, but they're sweet and show what mankind has to offer and why we want to be like them. But you literally tried to kill Morgan! You literally put her and Sonia into a death match! You see how this would have made sense? Is if this little scene right here and Morgan joining Himitsu with Sonia happened before the death match. Like, Morgan and Sonia join up with Himitsu, right? They don't fuse. The fusion comes later. Morgan realizes Himitsu is bad and evil or whatever, and then Shorl mind controls Sonia and has her try to kill Morgan, as what originally happened. But then we get the power of friendship moment, and Morganite and Sonia's friendship is so strong that Sonia breaks out of Shorl's mind control, and her and Morgan fuse, and that fusion helps take down the Himitsu. That's how this could have worked. At least then it would make sense chronologically, because what has happened in this story does not make sense. They try to kill Morgan because she's half gem, but now they're totally cool with Morgan? That doesn't make sense. You make no sense. Their hearts beat fast, said Dravite, fluttering in the air. It's cool. I have to admit, even if they are not gems, if they can help me be president and they stay like this, I can stand them, Floor said. But you guys don't want to be gems! These guys don't want to be gems, though! They want to be human! What do you mean? Even if they're not gems, I can stand... What? Oh, nothing makes sense anymore. Then we can interrogate gems into the society and give them rights they deserve. No fear, no killing. Earth is an ally of Homeworld. We live in harmony after years of bloodshed. Hold on, I'm gonna go get more soda, said Elbite. and she skated off to grab some sodas from a cooler. I had a lot of soda already, but I liked it. It tasted better now for some reason. Being with Sonia and Doobie made it a lot sweeter. Suddenly, Shora looked up. There is danger coming, she said. Quickly, Gems, we need to hide. They are coming for Morgan, Doobie, Sonia. They mustn't see you. They may harm you. I was surprised and heartbroken when Flora showed up to pick up Sonia and Doobie by their waists to carry them off. It'll be okay, Morgan. I'll be right there, Sonia said, encouraging, as Doobie looked like he was carsick. Just then, when everyone was gone, Kunzite and Steven showed up. I was shocked and thought I would pass out. Wow, Steven said, looking at me. You look like a human again. Wasn't Morgan supposed to hide with the others? Didn't it literally just say? Oh, no, I missed a period. They are coming for Morgan. Doobie, Sonia, they mustn't see you. They may harm you. Okay, I see. I got a little messed up. But you also can't blame me for getting a little messed up when this story and its punctuation makes no goddamn sense half the time. More than half the time. It's not my fault I missed that there was a period there. Shut up, Kunzite pushed Steven aside and came to me. What did they do to you? She questioned. Nothing, I answered, stepping back. Kunzite stepped forward, and I was scared. When I fused with Sonia, I came out like this. What? You fused with that girl? Kunzite questioned, looking sad and angry, both at once. How could you? Why are you so mad? I cried. No, I know it. She tricked you. I'll kill her, Kunzite yelled. She tricked you and made you a Himitsu. Let me see your wrist. What? No. Don't touch me. What is going on? No, I screamed, hiding my wrist. Kunzite grabbed my hand and saw the gold band I had on to show I was with Himitsu. I'll kill all of them, Kunzite whispered, bringing out her guns. Kunzite, wait, what's wrong? Steven asked, but Kunzite knocked him away with the butt of her right gun. He fell over, and I tried to run to him to make sure he was okay because his face was bleeding. Jeez, Kunzite, chill. But Kunzite stopped me. Himitsu are evil people who think gems should be equal to humans. What? Huh? Huh? Kunzite said. We are the superior race, and they want to sink us to their level when gems should take over Earth, and it would be easy, she laughed, but it wasn't a happy... What? But Kunzite, I'm half gem, I said. You have the heart of a gem. I won't consider you one of them. You and I are better than them. We need to destroy their ideas by destroying them. Okay, so Kunzite was actually evil the whole time? What is going on? Kunzite suddenly came forward and kissed me. No, no. Bad touch. I did not consent. It was a hard kiss, and even though I fought it at first, I went along after... No! I went along after a while. There was a bright light, and I could feel everything change. I didn't feel happy anymore. What the fuck just happened? What? Huh? Huh? I just have more questions now. Oh, the final chapter. Chapter 23. Roots struggle earthward. I was Taffyite, and I wasn't happy anymore. We went to the temple again to drop Steven off as he rode on our shoulder. Kunzite was angry, so I felt sick. Pearl ran up to us to hug Steven when we got back. Bismuth said she would give me my weapon when I came back in the morning. Garnet looked proud of us. Amethyst and Steven shared some cookie cats together. Kunzite said no when he offered us some, even though I love cookie cats. We went to my house after that, but Kunzite unfused herself from me right up the street from my house. She still looked angry. I avoided her eyes as we go up the street. She rings my doorbell, then runs off before my parents see her. I'm confused to see my dad's car in the driveway until he and my mom open the door and hug me. Morgan, we thought we'd lost you, like the Ellenbergs lost Sonia, my mom cried, and I could feel her tears on my shoulder. Sonia isn't gone, I said, but they didn't hear me. She was kind of in spirit, gone now. There was no way Kunzite would let me see her again after what happened. Okay, no offense. Actually, all the offense in the world. You shouldn't fucking care. You shouldn't care what Kunzite thinks anymore. Kunzite just outright stated that she sees humans as garbage and is gems a superior race and all of your friends Your family are human. Your parents. Sonia was human once. Doobie is human. Steven is half human like you. Your teachers, your other school friends, like, you shouldn't care. What is going on? After what happened, I was surprised that Himitsu still exists at all. Even if I was happy before, I was sad now. With Kunzite run off, Sonia and Doobie gone again, and my parents both crying and hugging me like they thought I was dead. They were crying like Sonia's would have been if their daughter came home safe. They were relieved like Pearl was when Steven came back, but I didn't want them to be sad. They were only worried because they thought I was lost in an accident with the crystal gems like Sonia was. They didn't know she died, and neither did her parents because the crystal gems never said anything. I went to bed after that and locked the window and cried. Things would be easier for my parents if things were normal. The gems were like my friends, but if I wanted to make my parents stop worrying, I would disappear with Sonia. That'll just do the exact opposite of what you want. I should be having a normal human life, like the kind of thing Sonia, Doobie, and I had at Himitsu. Like what they planned for us in the next days. We would go to school again, live with our parents, and talk about gem rights. It would be normal. We wouldn't be fighting with things and getting our limbs blown off or getting killed. Oh, you mean like what Shoral had Sonia do to you? None of these characters' goals makes any sense. But the next day was normal pretty much. I woke up and went to school because it was Monday. Everyone was talk because Sonia finally came back and her parents were on the news crying a lot when Dad made me breakfast. When I got to school, I sat on my usual place on the stairs where I would sit with Sonia and Doobie, and they showed up. I almost didn't expect it, so I cried and Sonia hugged me. Nobody stared at me anymore, and some people even gave me hugs because Sonia was back. In math class, Sonia and I worked together on some geometry that I couldn't figure out myself. In the class debate in English, she brought up gems' rights and said how it's not right we treat them like monsters, and she made everyone agree. It was amazing. I was so proud of her and jealous of the way she could talk to people like that. We sat together at lunch, and Doobie ate a lot because Sonia and I weren't hungry. Geology was great because we had a test on rocks that was really easy for me and Doobie to pass because Dravite tutored us last night. Then we had history together, and we all fell asleep during the war movie they showed us. It was the perfect day till I got home that evening. Oh no, Kunzite, go away! My mom and dad were at work, so I got home alone. When I went to the door to open it with my key, though, I got grabbed. I tried to scream, but they covered my mouth. I gasped because it was Kunzite. Shut up, come on, we have to go to the temple, she hissed. I moved her hand from off my mouth. Why, I asked. Himitsu made a power move. We have to act fast, said Kunzite. She started dragging me down the street because Sonia stopped being missing and she thanked gems for saving her. Gems other than the crystal gems, everyone's saying that the gem population is big enough that they should have rights like humans. She and that other human idiot are out here brainwashing the kids at your school, trying to make them agree with Himitsu. We have to stop them before we're put on the humans level. Is it just me, or does Kunzite sound like a Nazi? Like, straight up, she sounds like a Nazi. Why is Kunzite a gem Nazi? Why this whole time were you trying to make us like her as a character? I don't understand. Why wouldn't you be happy that gems are getting rights? Nobody's scared anymore, I said. We don't need stupid human rights. We don't need to sink to their level. We can have more rights in them if we don't push it. But since Himitsu just want to be on par with humans and make friends with them, so Homeworld will be allies, and they save Sonia, everyone's going along with them. The gems are already on board to stop them. How? They love humans. They love the Earth, I said. I told them that letting Himitsu into Earth politics will put humans in danger. That's what everybody else will think too. They don't trust those gems, so you shouldn't either. They made Sonia try to kill you, and they took your arm. You see, that's the only reasonable thing she said so far, is they did in fact do that. Which doesn't make sense if all they want is equality. If all they want is equality, they shouldn't have tried to kill Morgan like that. They should have been trying even harder to convince her of what their goals are. They did that to teach me about how dangerous it is to live as a... No, they didn't. No, they were just trying to kill you. Literally, didn't one of Himitsu call her, like, a dirty half-blood or something like that? Oh my god. This is so stupid! When that's not what I am. I don't want to fight. I want to be safe and stop getting hurt and running around worrying my parents. And the Himitsu are the only people who can help me with that. You want me to be a gem. Sonia wants me to be a human. But I just want to be safe. If people understand gems and I can be treated like I am when the Himitsu take over and don't worry about my parents, I'll be happy, I said. Shut up. You stopped making any fucking sense a long time ago. Look who's talking! Says the literal gem Nazi. Damn! Oh, this video is gonna get so age restricted. Kunzite grabbed my hand, and even if I didn't want to be Taffyite, I couldn't argue with Kunzite. That's not how fusions work. Like, yeah, once you're fused, you can kind of force yourselves to stay together like what Lapis did with Jasper. But if you don't want to fuse, the fusion won't work. That's not how fusions work. You have to want to do that for you to be able to fuse correctly. We became Taffyite and we ran to the temple. Morgan has had no character development through this entire story. We're on the last chapter. And a Morganite has had zero character development. She is still letting everybody push her around and do what they want her to do. She has no will of her own. She's letting the literal gem Nazi drag her around and making her do what she wants her to do. Even though she very clearly does not want what Kunzite wants. She wants what the Himitsu wants, but she's still letting Kunzite tell her what to do. I literally hate these characters so much. We ran to the temple. We were there planning this attack for ages, but I wasn't able to add much. Everyone was so excited to take down Himitsu. No, this is so insane. Now that we knew where their base was and who was there, from my knowledge, Taffyite told them everything I knew when I couldn't make myself say it. That night, in the middle of the night, the plan went underway. Pearl and Amethyst would scout around for Bloodstone. Steven would go get Sonia and Doobie. Garnet would tell everyone what's going on and evacuate Beach City and the surrounding towns. And Kudze and I would fuse and defeat the Himitsu in the quarry. We fused again and Taffyite ran to the quarry. I felt a pit in my stomach when I saw Steven get dropped off at Sonia's. We went into the cave Himitsu lived in. And Dravite was there first. Her weapon was her wings, so she couldn't do anything when Taffyte's weapon, a pole arm that could shoot bullets made from our energy, like Kunzite's guns, ripped through her. She poofed before she could say anything, a look of shock on her face, and Taffyte smashed her. Ah! Gem murder! Yeah, no, see, if they're not in harmony, if they're not in sync, they should not be able to hold this fusion. Like, Kunzite could try and keep her forced as a fusion, but I don't really think it would work. Like, look at what happened to Garnet when she found out that rose quartz was pink diamond. Like, Sapphire was so distraught that it forced them to unfuse. Like, no, I hate this. I don't have any other words than I hate this. I hate this so much. It does not make sense. These characters do not make sense. Morganite is literally the worst main character in a story I think I've ever read. And I've read Chlorine Grown Roses. That story was fucking obnoxious. I think this is worse. I think this is worse than Chlorine Grown Roses. I am baffled. Smashed her gem with the butt of our weapon before carrying on through the headquarters. Elbate came in later, secretly zipping by in her skates, trying to do a 360 that would smash Kunzite's gem. Taffyte caught her in the air, laughing as Floor came around the corner, just in time to see her get smashed against the wall so hard her gem turned to dust. Floor brought out her sword to fight, and we had a big duel. She was aiming for Kunzite's gem on Taffyte's face the entire time, and we managed to cut up her body a lot, but Taffyte caught an opening when Floor swung upwards, slowly because she was tired, and the polearm went right through her stomach. I wanted to scream, but Taffy had no reaction. Damn it, she swore, trying to hang on to her physical form while she could. Shoral, forgive me, we've lost. She poofed on the polearm, and Taffy caught her gem in midair and crushed it in her hand. I wanted to scream. Floor was supposed to be Himitsu's president, its representative, while Shoral did the administrative business. We burst through lots of doors until we got to Shoral's office. She was standing in front of her desk with an electric stun rod that could poof us. She looked terrified. Please, she begged, tears looking like they were going to go down her face. Please don't do this. You can't. We only want to make Earth better and end all of the fear and conflict with Gemkind. Idiot, Kunzite laughed. If they're afraid of us, we could take power over humans. Trying to be friends only makes us weak. That's why you're going to die today. Everyone else is already crushed to powder. Now it's just you, and sooner we'll kill you. The sooner we can be done with this. No, please! But then Shoral couldn't yell anymore because she got speared through the gem and poofed. Everyone Himitsu was dead. Then I wanted to part from Kunzite, but she wouldn't let me. We went to the temple again, and I felt like dying, and saw 2 coffins there. I knew without looking that it was Sonia and Doobie. The gems, they didn't want to kill Doobie, but he was caught in the crossfire when they got Sonia. He tried protecting her and got killed. The gems were deep in mourning, especially Stephen, who felt responsible. I felt responsible too. The next day, we went on TV and told everyone that they were killed while we were fighting evil gems. Everyone was afraid. Nobody wanted anything to do with gems anymore. We were shunned. Even me, looking like a human, was shunned at school, which felt empty now because they knew I was one of them. Things even changed with my parents. They always giving me sidelong looks, and I heard them talking about moving to a place where people wouldn't know I was a gem and wouldn't be afraid of me. They would be, though, since they couldn't forget. But then, for a long time after, it was just me and the crystal gems and Kunzite fighting whatever came to Beach City to protect the humans that relied and were afraid of us. The gems would fight for what was good, but Kunzite fought with them to protect what she thought was right. She only wanted power, it looked like. She never actually got over wanting to take over the world. Back to the old grind, said Kunzite with a smirk. The humans have to worship us now. We're the only ones who could save them from the monsters. Yeah, was all I said, because I couldn't have said anything else, and every day after that felt like that, because I couldn't say another word. The end. What? That wasn't the big plot twist I think you thought it was. No, that's just annoying. That is just stupid. There's no way in hell, absolutely no way in hell the crystal gems would have actually gone along with Kunzite's plan once they figured out what she was actually wanting to do. There's no way in hell they would have killed Sonia and Doobie. Absolutely no fucking way in hell, especially Stephen. No! Absolutely the fuck not. This whole story was a fucking mess. And it made no sense. Oh my god. I can't even comprehend what I just read. Oh, I need a minute. Okay, I took a breather. I'm still not doing okay, but I'm doing a bit better. I just screamed about this on my Discord server. And I hope those who were there for my screaming now understand what I mean by they all became gem Nazis at the end. You're welcome. But okay, that was the end of Morganite. I genuinely do not like this story. This was just so insanely bad. That plot twist at the end was not a good plot twist. Like, Kunzite turning out to be evil would have been a good plot twist, and the Himitsu being good guys would have been a good plot twist. If it was actually written well, the biggest problem with this story is, like, its plot and its characters are all over the place. Like, nothing is consistent at all. And, like, to turn one of your main characters into basically a fucking Nazi and then have everybody agree with them and have the crystal gems murder 2 people at the end is fucking absurd. I cannot believe you actually wrote that out and thought this was like a good ending to your story. Absolutely the fuck not! That is disgusting! Like, I'm all for writing really dark, fucked up stories, right? But, like, you gotta handle them with a kind of finesse. And having everybody in the end agree with the fucking Nazi. No! Oh my god! I am so completely and utterly disgusted by this story. Genuinely disgusted. Fuck you, I'm rewriting this. That's it for this video. Goodbye.